Hello, today we'll be unboxing the 2020 iPad, aka the 10.2-inch iPad for 2020. This is the most affordable iPad model Apple has released. It comes in 32 gigabytes, but I would recommend to upgrade storage to 128 gigabytes as 32 is just ridiculous in 2020. It has a faster CPU from last year's model. Now it has the A12 Bionic CPU instead of the A10. This is the same processor that was in the iPhone 10 and the latest generation iPad mini, which is very fast given the price. This iPad comes in space grey, silver or gold. You can get Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi and cellular version. Touch ID is here, which is great, as usually in the higher end models the Touch ID is compromised because of the small bezels. IPS 2160 by 1620 500 nit display is great. Laminated glass would be nice, but air gap isn't as obvious as it was once generations ago. This iPad is compatible with Smart Keyboard and Apple Pencil if you are looking for something more productivity orientated. There is a headphone jack, which is great. We have 8 megapixels rear camera and the usual 1.2 megapixel camera for Zoom video conferencing. You get very colorful photos and videos with decent lighting, limited to 1080p. Now for the unboxing of this video, I will just make a hole here just to open this package and finally get into the iPad and review it. Okay, so Apple made a lot of claims about this iPad. I just want to mention some of it. Um, Apple made a claim that it's 2 times faster than a Windows laptop and 3 times faster than an Android tablet and 6 times faster than any Chromebook. So specs don't mean everything. If you are in market for a tablet, there really is no other choice but this iPad. We also have the 32.4 watt battery, and Apple claims 10-hour battery life of surfing web or video and up to 9 hours of surfing on cellular network with cellular capable models. Now, as we take the box off, we can see the very iPad itself. You find a lot of perks that you find in the higher models. So you got keyboard support and Apple Pencil support for note taking and art, so it's great for students. Also, iOS 14 on board. It's one of the first devices that have iOS 14 out of the box ready, so no need to install. So you get your usual Lightning to USB-C cable, and you also get your adapter. Apple announced that they'll be more environmental friendly, and they will start not to supply these usual accessories, but thank God they didn't leave it out this time, and um, we got it this time. So yeah, that's one of the good things about this. And yeah, as you can see the back, this is the space gray color. It's actually very neat. Premium build quality. They didn't compromise on the build quality, even though this is a cheaper model. It feels premium, and it feels um, like a higher end model. So my first impressions of this iPad is very good, and yeah, so this is my favorite part of the unboxing, where I take out the plastic and then I actually feel the device itself. Also, this iPad has a huge boost in performance due to the A12 Bionic CPU, so it's up to 40% better than last year's model. So that's a great thing, because you got to understand, this is the A12 Bionic CPU that was in the last year, or in the latest generation iPad mini model, and also in the iPhone X. So it's very responsive, and as you can see, we're booting up the iPad here, and hopefully it's going to be promising, and it's going to be worth. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident it's worth the price. So hello, um, we're just going to set up the iPad here. Um, so you see, that's the home button is very nice. That you can just click it and you don't have to. Didn't leave out. It's just there's something satisfying about clicking that home button. Now we pick English, Ireland. Okay, so quick start. We're in spoken languages. Continue. Okay, now it's asking me for my Wi-Fi, so I'm just going to do this bit, and yes, I'm connected. I'm in. So it might take a few minutes to activate, as you see on the screen. Okay, data and privacy. Touch ID. Now we have to set up Touch ID, so you have to remove your finger and you have to place it on the Touch ID sensor and then remove it until it will actually just detect your whole finger, and then you can use it. So if you're going to use your thumb, I prefer to use my thumb, so my right thumb. So I'm just going to scan this, and it actually might take a while for that to happen. But one of the best things actually about this iPad is the Touch ID, because it's actually just very responsive. You just have to click. You basically just click the home button and you're in. Now it's asking me for a passcode. So, what passcode? Okay, yeah. Okay, now you can actually transfer your data from Android or your iOS, your other phone, before you actually set up the device. Now remember, you can only do this before you set up your device. So if you want to do it, now's the best time to do it. You just download, maybe if you have an Android or something, you download, move to iOS, and then you can actually just transfer between your phone, your other tablet, or whatever, and you'll find the same data on this iPad. Now I have to create an Apple ID because this is my first Apple device, so I'm going to create an Apple ID. This might take a while as well. It may take a few minutes to create your own Apple ID. Okay, so now keep your iPad up to date. Location services. Okay. iCloud keychain. And Siri. Okay, so we'll try to activate Siri
Hey
now.
Siri.
So I'll just speak into the iPad.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri, send a message.
Okay.
Hey Siri, send a message.
Okay, finally Siri is activated on this iPad. It shouldn't be long before we're actually into the iPad itself. Now, dark or light theme, I prefer the dark theme. Welcome to iPad. Okay, perfect, we're in. So now as you can see the widgets on the side, and yeah, it feels very good. Just you can see the display, and I want to use that Touch ID just to see if it works, see how fast it is. Okay, so this is the about, see iOS 14 and the about in the settings. So yes, it comes with iOS 14 straight out of the box, which is very, very good. So this is one of the only devices that has iOS 14 built in. Okay, so you see the camera is actually not too bad for an iPad device. Very smooth when taking pictures. And the front camera is also not too bad. Just testing out the usual things that you do when testing out a new device. Okay, let's look at this picture. Zoom in like this. You scroll if you want to download games. There's so many free apps on the App Store. You can you just need your Apple ID, and then you can get Zoom. You can get YouTube. You can get Procreate, which is a brilliant app for if you have an Apple Pencil. I would recommend to get an Apple Pencil for note taking. It's you can get the Logitech one or the Apple one, and it's actually it's since you're saving money on this iPad anyways. you might as well just get the Apple Pencil. Okay, so you can screen mirror, turn up the brightness up and down. So you can actually change these settings as well. If you go to settings, you can add the screen recording and a lot of other features for this. Also, now I want to test the sound, the speakers of the iPad. Speakers of the iPad I heard on this iPad is great. It's actually loud enough, and it's
my ego's shattered. It just doesn't stop. It's still going. It's still going. It's so big. And this is showing Chestnut the fastest.
You can actually measure distances with this iPad, which is a pretty cool thing. And just a little perk there. You can also use this iPad for reading books and just browsing in general. You can browse through the Apple website. You can browse, there's Safari, and you can get Google Chrome if you like as well. So the iPad is great for surfing the web. Actually, it's one of the, it's very smooth. If you look, I'm just looking at the specs right now for this.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, we met some crazy people on that tour, bro.
Yeah,
crazy people.
yeah. Oh, it's just so much fun, man. It's just so, I don't